So good seeing my peeps in the comment section from last night's video. My peeps in the comments on BitChute. So it was Tony Todd. It was Jamie, Singeman, Canadian. When I go live, I don't go live on BitChute because I don't even know how to do it. Acadian. It's because they want you to do the stupid stream key. It's not for me. It's not easy. I want it to be easy. Like I go live on Facebook or Instagram or YouTube, ScrewTube. I want it to be easy like that. I don't even know what a stream key is. Where am I supposed to get it? It doesn't make. It's Greek to me. I don't understand it. I don't want to take time to understand it. I got enough things I have to figure out. Case in point, I got a Power Smart weed eater that I really like. The only thing I don't like about it is when the string runs out on this Power Smart weed eater. I open up the housing and try to feed it through like I do my I would try to look at it to see if I could feed it through new string into it to refill it. And like my Ryobi's easy. I just open it up. I get so much string off the ream. I use my knife. I cut it and then I put it in and I even make it even and then I just twirl it. Put it together and twirl it and then slap it on. And start that baby up and go to work. Can't do that with the Power Smart unless I'm totally missing something. So it's that part about it's stupid. And so maybe you guys could help me out here. It's Power Smart 2-cycle, and I looked this up on YouTube. How to refill the Power Smart. Is that what it's called? Yeah, I think it's Power Smart Weed Eater. Anyway, I couldn't find anything on YouTube, and it's really annoying. So maybe you guys can help me out and find a link to that where I could watch a tutorial, which is ridiculous. I need a tutorial for a Power Smart facking weed eater. But I digress at any rate. It's late. Lots of things taking up my time. The hairdo will be growing back. I will let the hair grow out for the winter. I do believe. But for now, I'm still keeping it low. Now, I've been cutting the sides and the back lately, trimming it, buzz cutting it. But the top, I'm letting it grow out more. Because my hair on my top of my head is growing slower. It's growing like half the rate of the left and right side of the same bird and the rear. All this is going fast. This is going faster. This is going slower. So I haven't been trimming this that much recently. At any rate, that was I going to say. We need to talk about this. We need to talk about this, not her, but she does good work. Now, I'm going to admit I find her slightly annoying. I think it's her voice, but I have to look past that. I can't be like a troll on BitChute and put a thumbs down because I don't like someone's voice might be a little. Like, just kind of irks me a little bit. I mean, she's easy on the eyes. She's doing good work, and she really is. She's putting together very good. I don't even know. I forgot the name of this channel. I just subscribed today. I've been hesitant lately, but she keeps popping up. I'm like, her voice is a little kind of sort of bugs me a little bit, but I'm gonna subscribe because she does do good work. I'll let you know in the next video or whatever, because I'm going to cover this again, her channel again. You probably even know who she is, her channel. She does great work, and she's exposing how people just can't afford shit anymore. Can't afford anything. Done by design. See, she shows clips of people going, why is this so much? They're robbing us. Yes, they're robbing you, but do you know why? People in the videos out there, they don't know why. They're doing it on purpose. On purpose. All right? They're doing all this on purpose because by 2030, you'll own nothing. And Klaus Schwab of the World Economic Forum, he said, you'll be angry. But he also said, you'll own nothing and be happy. Don't know how that's going to work out with the happy part. Maybe they'll have you on pills, maybe special quaxines to make you happy. Maybe you'll be high as a kite on Big Pharma, or maybe they'll just legalize pot everywhere and people will be smoking it just to escape the reality. Maybe people are getting drunk more often than not. Maybe they'll use frequencies. I don't know. I don't know how it's going to work. You'll own nothing, which means you might be renting or you might be just homeless because more and more people are leaving their jobs, just up and quitting. They're tired of the rat race. They realize that they're not getting ahead. They realize that they're drowning, and this is all for naught. You're working for the man, and the man has a boot on your neck. You're making millions of dollars, millions and millions and millions of dollars for the corporation, or you're working for Beans as a teacher, right? And in order not to work for Beans as a teacher, well, that bachelor's needs to be upgraded to a master's. Back to school you go as you work full-time slave. Oh, the master's salary now is not enough? Back to school you go, slave, for a specialist degree, right? Now all of a sudden you're making like 80,000 in Georgia, higher elsewhere. Do you see what I'm saying? Go back to school. For what? Why gotta go back to school? Well, you want to further educate yourself, right, teacher? Because your bachelor's salary is not enough, even though you're doing a good job. You're grading papers, you're following the curriculum, right? Bullshit curriculum. Oh, no, gotta go to master's so I can make my extra $6,000 a year. Well, how much is that master's costing you? Well, that doesn't matter. I gotta get my master's, right? All bullshit. People are realizing finally, catching on that this is a rigged system and people have had a fook enough. They keep jacking up the rent. They keep jacking up the food of prices. The food of prices, damn it. The price of food. It's ridiculous. Everything now is $5. Go to the damn Kroger or something like that. A fucking bag of chips, $5. What else? A jar of Clausen pickles, close to $5. $5 make me holler. I get pissed off. Things that were like $1 something, now $5. Ever since the fucking scamdemic. Do you remember that? Remember the ports closing? They disrupted the supply chain. Prices went up. Remember the fake bird flu? Eggs were $1.28, $1.29 for the longest damn time. 2021, part of 2022. Then all of a sudden this fake bird flu hit. Where's it at? Where's it at? Oh, it's not around? I know it's percolating in other countries, still going on a little bit. But by and large, where is it? But yet, fucking eggs at $2.77. Because the whole point was to jack up the prices, and they stay there. What's that rap song? Something goes up, and they stay there, and they stay there. Up, down, up. Prices go up, and they stay there, and they stay there, and they stay there. Why you got to jack up rent? Why do insurance companies got to jack up insurance? Are we paying for insurance for the invaders? What's going on here? Or why are you paying more rent? Why you pay more rent? Huh? Why are you slapping on an extra $700 a month in rent? Well, now we're focusing on Florida, all right? I have a friend named Lester. That's his nickname. Lester, you're in Florida, right? You think everywhere you live is better. It ain't better. I like me from Florida. Don't get me wrong. I would love to live there just to try it out, see what it's like to live on the coast, with all the party atmosphere, the beach, the salty air, the iodine in the air. I would like that for a time, I think. I do believe. But I guess it ain't enough because people can't afford to live in Florida. They can't afford it, and they're leaving. They're leaving. Probably coming to places like Georgia. People like to go from up north, like Pennsylvania, New York, and other states. They like to go directly to Florida, right? This is what they do. And then they settle in Georgia more often than not because they get tired of the humidity. And now add the you can't afford to live there factor. All right? Up in the mountains of Georgia, Cleveland in particular. Lots of New Yorkers, lots of people from the north there. They went from the north to Florida, and they realized Florida ain't all that. Now all the more. It's a big exodus. DeSantis, what are you doing over there? Why? Cost of living, people can't afford it. This is all done by design. I'm not saying it's DeSantis' fault, but the governor should address this. The president should address this. Needs to be addressed. But we're addressing right here. It's all done. They're pricing us out of existence, folks. That's what all this is about. Go ahead, work for the man.
Yeah, Americans have been
make beans on the dollars, make pennies on the dollars,
and for a lot of good reasons.
And
they
slave
offered
away.
People a lot of things
working
that
5 jobs, 2 jobs.
They were not able to find in other states, certain freedoms, and people really valued that. But now in 2025,
let me just say this: there was a time when people worked a side job and was able to get ahead. All right, my dad did that. He would work, and then he would remodel, do remodeling on the side, like a side hustle. He would even go on the side road and pick up cans when I was younger to make extra money. to help pay the bills. But nowadays, people working one person working 2 jobs, 3 jobs, still can't make it, still drowning. Before, the same people might work 2 jobs and they were able to make it decently. Now it's like it's come to the point where they can't even make it. They've reached the breaking point in all this because all this is bullshit. Education system bullshit, government's bullshit, all this shit. And I am going to address these New World Order cops. I got to show you some examples because the shit that I'm seeing, it's unbelievable.
People are fleeing Florida because of several different reasons, the cost of living being one of the most important things that they're battling with.
Florida is becoming impossible to live in, and I swear it's being done on purpose.
It is.
They're especially making homeownership so difficult.
They
With
are.
the interest rates being as high as they are, we are also battling insurance prices being sky high, and people are completely priced out of homes that they could have bought 2 years ago, or even last year. I have a friend that's selling her home because her insurance is...
For you idiot libtards that want to say this is all happening this year, no. This started like around 2020, 2021. The scamdemic, really, ultimately, but a bulk of it under Beijing Joe Biden's watch is when everything started getting severely out of control. Our borders, price of this, price of that. You know, so that's the time frame I'll let you know in case the libtards want to say something. But I don't see it improving now. So, I mean, it's not getting any better. It's still continuing to get worse. That's why we got to address it. You have to address this
increase
shit.
Over $10,000 in one calendar year with absolutely no claims. Car insurance continues to be high, and that's coming from somebody with
Let's
a
roll that
perfect
back.
driving record.
I promise you guys, I know I get triggered a lot. I'm going to try to just, as a matter of fact, I got to put myself in timeout. I got to get a refill on Bruce anyway. Put myself in timeout, and there we go.
I've bought 2 years ago, or even last year. I have a friend that's selling her home because her insurance has increased over $10,000 in one calendar year with absolutely no claims. Car insurance continues to be high, and that's coming from somebody with a perfect driving record, no accidents. For the months of January and February, my electricity bill was over $250 for a 1,000-square-foot condo, and I am not even running the heat when I'm not home. Even if you can't afford to buy a home, going into a rental is absolutely insane right now. I am currently looking for a new place to live. I pay $2,200 a month for that 1,000-square-foot condo, and my rent is increasing to $2,300 unless I find a new place. Insane.
Oh no.
AAA Roadside Assistance is AAA Lockout Assistance. Join today.
Insane. And unfortunately, I'm stuck because there's no options in my kid's school zone that is in my price point.
Well, I am currently homeless. How did it happen? Basically, I was living in South Florida for 7 years, and with the insane rising cost of living, I couldn't afford it anymore. And we are talking insane rising cost of living. When I first moved there, I was paying $1,400, $1,500 a month for an over 1,000-square-foot, 2-bedroom, 2-bath. And now I was recently just paying $3,000 a month. That's nothing included for a tiny little 700-square-foot 1-1. That's just one of my bills, okay? The insurance skyrocketed. They were actually trying to charge me $800, $750 a month to insure one car. I have no accidents, no claims, no nothing. Obviously, I can't afford that. Many other things skyrocketed as well, and so I was being hit from all angles, and I just couldn't afford it. I also don't have family. I grew up being abused, so I now just moved back to New England, and it actually is more affordable here, but there's also other things, like for example, in Florida, most places require you to make 3 to 4 times the monthly rent. I don't know about you, but I'm not making $10,000 a month, which is $120,000 a year, and most people looking for apartments aren't. I started a new job as soon as I got here, drove all the way up from Florida to Massachusetts, started working the next day, and even though I'm making decent money, it's really, really hard to be able to afford to live in a hotel because most people don't know, but all hotels now charge.
All right, this is. I had a tough time when I saw this woman. Sounds like a woman, but something about it seems off. Almost like The voice sounds like a woman, looks kind of feminine, but is this a dude trying to be a woman? It's overdone. Something about it just doesn't seem real. Is this AI? It's weird. All right, let me show you what the name of the channel is. You go check it out, and I'll cover her from time to time. Her channel. Can I back out, or is that gonna be? Oh, it's called A Homestead Journey. There you go.
Upfront incidental fees, usually $100 or more per night.
So she's living in a
And so
hotel.
it can add up really quickly, and it can make even the Motel 6 really expensive to stay in. So
She went from living in a home in Florida. I guess she's from up north. Went to Florida, and she's living in a hotel back up north.
far, I have no accidents, no claims, no nothing.
She couldn't afford a car insurance. Can you imagine this?
For a tiny little 700 square foot 1-1.
Oh, and then they jacked up her. 1-1 means one. I was like 1-1, one bathroom, one bedroom. I know I'm chiming in again. I can't hit myself. I just can't. I can't hit myself. I have to intervene. I have to interject. I have to intervene.
How did it happen? Basically, I was living in South Florida for 7 years, and with the insane rising cost of living, I couldn't afford it anymore. And we are talking insane rising cost of living. When I first moved there, I was paying $1,400, $1,500 a month for an over 1,000 square foot, 2-bedroom, 2-bath. And now I was recently just paying $3,000 a month. That's nothing included for a tiny little 700 square foot 1-1. That's just one of my bills, okay? The insurance skyrocketed. They were actually trying to charge me $800, $750 a month to insure one car. I have no accidents, no claims, no nothing.
$750 a month for a fucking car with no accidents, no claims. What kind of bullshit is that? I got my damn. I scaled back my damn insurance because I felt like I was getting ripped off on a Ford Focus, like $130 a month. I said, why am I paying $130 a month? Full. No, it was higher than that. It was even higher, $150. This is like a couple of years ago, and I was like, fuck this shit. I hadn't been hit in an accident. I got T-boned in 2011. It's the last any incident involving my car. No traffic, no violations, no tickets or speeding or anything. Bullshit. And then the car is 14 years old, and I gotta damn still be paying. No, so now it's even. I think $92 is high. I got it down to 92. But what I'm trying to say is, there's these commercials on YouTube saying, "Are you paying this amount for car insurance? Log on to this website and look." It's like you could be paying. People saying, "Oh, I'm paying $30 a month for car insurance." I mean, that's all you should be paying. I don't even know if those are scams or not. It sounds scammy, but I think we're getting scammed across the board. Everything just seems like a fucking bullshit scam. Just everything.
Obviously, I can't afford that. Many other things skyrocketed as well, and so I was being hit from all angles, and I just couldn't afford it. I also don't have family. I grew up being abused, so I now just moved back to New England, and it actually is more affordable here. But there's also other things, like for example, in Florida, most places require you to make 3 to 4 times the monthly rent. I don't know about you, but I'm not making $10,000.
Yeah, what's this shit now? When you go to rent, they demand up front 3 months rent or something like that, or something weird like that, or 3. What the hell's going on, man? They're literally pricing us, you, everyone else out of existence.
Which is $120,000 a year, and most people looking for apartments.
All right, now listen to what you just said. Listen to what you just said.
For example, in Florida, most places require you to make 3 to 4 times the monthly rent. I don't know about you, but I'm not making $10,000 a month, which is
they require you to make 3 or 4 times the monthly rent. A landlord's requiring that you. Since when? I heard this a couple years ago. It started post-scamdemic. This is bullshit. This is all about getting you to be fucking homeless. There ain't no other way around it. As long as you could pay the rent, what does it matter if you make how much you make? As long as you could pay it. No, you got to make the landlord demands to see your salary, your yearly salary, and the landlords are saying now. They're saying that you got to make 3 to 4 times the monthly. What the fuck? Oh my God, I'm getting pissed.
$120,000 a year, and most people looking for apartments aren't. I started a new job as soon as I got here, drove all the way up from Florida to Massachusetts, started working the next day, and even though I'm making decent money, it's really, really hard to be able to afford to live in a hotel because most people don't know, but all hotels now charge upfront incidental fees, usually $100 or more per night, and so it can add up really.
An incidental fee, $100 or more per night, added on to your nightly rental? You did.
Quickly, and it can make even the Motel 6 really expensive to stay in. So I don't know what to do. I feel like I'm running in place here. All of the money I'm making is having to go right to hotel stays and Ubers because I had to leave my car in Florida because I can't afford to insure it, so I couldn't drive it. And so I am here, really embarrassed.
This is when realtors start freaking out because we like to be busy. If we didn't like to be busy, we wouldn't be in real estate. So if you know of any realtors complaining about how busy they are, just look at them dead in the face and say, you knew what you were getting into. You never heard of a real estate agent that wasn't a busy person. So when we're not busy, we start to freak out. So can one...
By the way, how can I make cool videos where I gotta have fucking damn captions in bold letters of different colors every time that I speak? I mean, I could do it on this app, but it's not cool looking like that. Or superimpose my image onto the video instead of having this cutout looking thing there. I know TikTok has that option, but nothing else I see does. I don't know.
Y'all or two of y'all, please call me to help me sell your house. I would really appreciate it because this girl needs to be busy.
Here are a few reasons why we decided to leave Florida. And if you're thinking about moving there, you're going to want to watch this video. And part 2 and part 3.
Pause.
Number 1, though,
Pause.
is cost of living. So a little
Pause.
story time. We got an apartment in Tampa. It was like in a suburb of Tampa. So it was still about 35 minutes to 45 minutes, sometimes even an hour, from things that we really wanted to do, like the beach or even just see our friends. Wanted to do like the beach or even just see our friends. But this place, rent was manageable. It was okay. We had a 2-2. It was fine. Ultimately,
when she first said that, when I heard this early today, I was like, you had a 2-2. Patti LaBelle came right to my mind. Don't mess with my 2-2. Don't mess with my 2-2. I know you got another woman. So I thought, is she swinging? Is she swinging that way? 2-2. We had a 2-2. Who's we? Then I realized, wait a minute. We had a 2-bath, 2-bedroom. You know, all right. Skirt. We got to stop on this shortcut talk. We really do. This is ruining the damn language. You cannot say we had 2-bed, 2-bath. You can't even say that. We had a 2-2. Because I was in my apartment thinking, 2-2? You had a 2-2? Don't mess with my 2-2? The fact? Oh, 2-bedroom, 2-bath, idiot. I'm still trying to make her out. Make it out. The hairdo. I don't know. Everything.
We go to renew our lease because we really like our apartment and we have no reason to leave. We loved our dog park and everything that it offered. But we got a letter saying that they were raising our rent by $700. So we had to all of a sudden figure out how to move out of this apartment that we loved to a new apartment in Tampa. And let me tell you, that 60 days was excruciating. We couldn't find anything. Average price for a 1-1 in Tampa was going about $19.50 and a 2-2 anywhere from $2,300, $2,500, $2,600. It just went up from there. We did end up finding another apartment in Tampa. It was a 1-1, so we went from a 2-2 to a 1-1, but with a price difference of $200, $300, somewhere in there, depending on the month, because fees. To be honest, I didn't even like the apartment.
I don't like your hairdo. It looks like very poodle-ish or very doggy looking.
But I will tell you, if you are somebody who's looking to move to Florida, just know that cost of living is absolutely insane there.
Surprise, Florida just ranked as the second most financially distressed state in the entire country. Only where Texas is worse. It's not just an opinion, this comes straight from Google data. So what does financially distressed mean? It means more people are struggling to pay their bills, searching for payday loans, rent help, credit card relief, you name it. They are going to Google for help. And Floridians are struggling to survive here. And let's be real, it's not just hard to see why. Rents in Florida have skyrocketed. Groceries and insurance are completely out of control. Wages really haven't kept up. Families are working 2, sometimes 3 full-time jobs and still can't get ahead. Meanwhile, Florida politicians brag about cutting taxes for the wealthy and corporations while everyday people are drowning.
So I can definitely vouch for what people are saying here because we lived in Florida for a couple years and I still have family living in Florida and they've been there for a very long time. But when we were living in Florida, our home insurance wasn't too bad. The home that we were living in was pretty affordable, even though it was a bidding war at the time to get it. But because of that, the insurance wasn't that expensive either. So that was one thing that really helped us out. But a lot of people have expensive homes. And with that, you know, like I always say, your utility bills are going to be higher. Your insurance premium is going to be higher. Your property taxes are going to be higher. Your mortgage is going to be higher, obviously. So if you have a mortgage. But that's the one thing that is really, you know, eating at people right now that are in Florida that are owning these homes and then let alone renting homes or renting apartments. In fact, I was there about a year ago. We were visiting family and I was at a thrift store because that's what I love to do.
I get a lot of pet peeves saying the word and just dragging it out. She's not the only one that does that. It's other people. It's a pet peeve of mine. I don't know. Oh my God. You can make that big? How the heck did I? Hold on. Stand by at any rate. Holy cow. How the hell? I can't press. Oh, where's the play button? Just touch the screen maybe? No? Damn. All right. Double bicep shot. Here you go. Over here. At any rate. I don't know. When I do on my left arm, I feel pain right here. It hurts. Just even doing that. I feel it right here. I don't know. It must be a tendonitis. I know some troll's gonna thumbs down. When you go low, trolls, we go high. You already know. When you go low, we go high. Read between the lines. Blah, blah, blah. All right. There. That better. I'm putting myself in timeout again. Now I go to the bathroom. Carry on.
I love to go to a thrift store and shop for clothes there. And I overheard a couple of the employees talking. I think it was at a Goodwill. And one of them was really upset. He was saying how he just cannot believe how his rent for his 1-bedroom apartment was going up $800. And that was, again, like over a year ago. It was close to a year and a half ago. And this was in South Florida, okay? It was not in North Florida. It wasn't in Central Florida. It was in South Florida where, you know, it is very expensive to live. But it just goes to show you what people are dealing with. And this individual was freaking out. He was saying he doesn't know what he's going to do because he's looking everywhere and he couldn't find anywhere else that was cheaper. So I don't really know what ended up happening with him, but this is what's going on with a lot of people in Florida. And it's not just Florida, obviously, it's a lot of other states as well, but Florida is a main one right now that people are having a real hard time being in. And then when it comes to the HOAs, if you're living in a condo or a townhouse or in many of the homes, you're going to have HOAs. HOAs get special assessments. What that means is if they decide, hey, you know, we need to redo the roof of this complex or, you know, some other just big project that they want to do, paint the whole complex, they will charge a special assessment. And these special assessments, you know, it may be in the thousands of dollars and they'll split up the cost between the owners of the condos. And you have to pay that. You don't get a choice, you know. Once it's voted in that they're going to do this, if you are a homeowner there, then you have to pay. Then people want to sell their condos. But then if they go to try and sell their condos, people that are looking to buy these condos, if they see that the HOA is $500, if there's a special assessment for $300 every month. Then they have to take into account what their mortgage is going to be. All of a sudden, it doesn't look that attractive anymore. And then you still need to pay for insurance beyond the HOA fee, because the HOA will usually cover the exterior of the condo community. They're not going to necessarily cover the inside of the units, right? That's going to be the responsibility of the owners. So you have so many costs that are associated with it. So people are just finding that they can't afford it. They can't afford the insurance premiums, which are practically the highest in the nation, in the state of Florida, because of the climate risk. They can't afford the mortgages. They can't afford just the regular other bills that go along with day-to-day life. Florida is a very difficult place to live in right now. A couple people are saying the cost of living is insanely high. Weather is too hot and humid. I need to move somewhere more affordable and better for my mental health. Yeah, it is really hot and humid. If you're not used to that type of climate, then it's hard to adapt, definitely. If you're already living in the East Coast and then you move down to Florida, you don't have to worry too much about getting used to it. You're going to be able to acclimate a little bit better. But if you're anywhere on the western part of the United States and you go to the eastern side, Georgia, Tennessee, the Carolinas, Florida, the humidity is a lot to get accustomed to. Take it from somebody from the western part of the United States. I'm from California, and when I go to Florida, it is very nice to visit and it's nice to be in, but it is difficult to deal with.
And again.
And when we moved to Florida, we originally were looking in the southern part of the state, because for us, we felt that the weather is better in those regions. It's sunnier. The rain seems to, it comes, but then it just dries up and then it's gone. It's sunny again. But because of the affordability, even when we bought several years ago, we chose to be in North Florida because it was cheaper. The climate in North Florida.
How the hell did she get her eyeballs that white? She must use clear eyes or something like that. Gets the red out so you can get the lead out. Because mine ain't. No, all right, I'm tired.
It's very different from South Florida. It is more gloomy. It rains a lot more.
Well, she's saying North Florida is more gloomy, rains a lot more. So I think she's saying people move to South Florida. I've been to Destin, Pensacola. It's not gloomy at all. It just rains like typical Florida, typical Georgia. Well, before they really started screwing with the weather, it used to rain about 3:30, 4 o'clock every day. It would last 20, 30 minutes and it'd be gone. I mean, North Florida is not, well, the winter weather does touch North Florida more, obviously, than Central and South Florida. But most of the year, it's, from what I've seen, it's kind of uniform. It's not gloomy, North Florida. Say that.
It's not the same. Usually when you envision Florida, Floridian weather, it's South Florida, like Orlando South. But it's also a more affordable part of Florida, which is why we chose to live there at the time. So keep all that in mind if you're thinking about moving to Florida, or if you know someone that's thinking about moving to Florida. You have to really make sure that you can afford it there. And don't just think, if you can afford it right now. Think if the prices continue to...
Okay, the bottom line is Florida is very high, just like other states in California. And really prices are high everywhere, but you still can find pockets of America that are considerably cheaper than others. But the frog boil is real. It is everywhere. There's just different shades of shiat, so to speak, different shades of shit. In other words, it's all shit. It's just different shades. You like this stinky shit or less stinky shit? Move over here where it's cheaper, even though it's still higher than it used to be. That's less stinky shit. Move over here to Florida. Well, that's real stinky. Move over here to California. Well, the prices are real stinky. But the bottom line is, you got to keep moving around to this place, and then when this place gets expensive, then you got to move over here. That's cheaper until that place gets expensive. And be a nomad. Is that where we're at now, huh? That's where we're at. That's where we're at. It's a slow frog boil that's not so slow, especially after the scamdemic. And they want another scamdemic, and another, and another, and another, and another. All right? This is all about control. This is all about making you po. That's if you're still going to be alive by 2030 because ultimately they want most of us gone. Don't forget, they said this is a post-truth, which means it's a lying world, post-human, which means it's going to be a AI robotic world. Weird shit. We'll see how the next 4 years go, but Florida ain't it. I like Florida. Don't get me wrong. I've always wanted to live in Florida. I still do. I want to try it out. However, it looks unsustainable. But then again, it's the world we live in. So, old high school buddy Lester, it ain't better in Florida. There's a mass exodus happening. People are giving up their homes. Not just in Florida. People are giving up their homes or losing their homes. They can't afford their apartments.